Hello friends, in this video we'll try to understand problem number 3 of self-practice questions under marginal costing. Let us just see what they have provided us. A company makes 1500 units of product for which the profitability statement is given below. So they have given us the sales, direct material, direct labor, variable overhead, fixed cost and profit element. After first 500 units of production, the company has to pay a premium of rupees 6 per unit towards the overtime labor. The premium so paid has been included in the direct labor cost of rupees 36,000 given above. You are required to compute the break-even point. Now what's the formula for the break-even point? It is fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Now in the question, fixed cost is directly provided us, that is 16,800. Whereas in order to calculate the contribution per unit, we required selling price per unit minus variable cost. Now selling price per unit, it's really simple to calculate, that is 1,20,000 units divided by 1500 units. Whereas for the variable, we are having three types of variable cost, that is the direct material, direct labor and variable overhead. Again, in that direct material and variable overhead, they are really simple for us to calculate. The only area of concern is the direct labor cost, that is rupees 36,000. Now this cost is changing after first 500 units which you have produced. That means once you produce 500 units and you are crossing 500 units, your labor cost will increase by rupees 6, which is the premium which we are going to pay to our laborers for the overtime which they have worked. So first of all, we need to find out that what is the direct labor cost per unit for the first 500 units and what is the direct labor cost per unit for the production which you are going to have over and above 500 units. So this is the first working note we are supposed to have. So let us just go for the calculation. Working note number 1, computation of direct labor cost per unit. So first of all, we will be going for the assumption, that is, let Y be the direct labor cost per unit up to 500 units. Now the total direct labor cost we are having is rupees 36,000. Let us just generate an equation. So equation is 500 units multiplied by Y plus you cross 500 units, that is 1000 units, into Y plus 6, that is labor cost plus premium, as you have crossed 500 units, which is equals to 36,000. So once you solve the equation, you will be having Y equals to 20. That means for first 500 units, your direct labor cost will be rupees 20, and once you cross 500 units, your direct labor cost will be rupees 26. Now, just because of this change in the direct labor cost, we need to understand that your contribution will also change. That means, first of all, you need to calculate the contribution for 1 to 500 units, and then you need to calculate the contribution for 501 to 1500 units. So let us just go for the calculation. So we are having the computation of the contribution per unit. Okay, so in that case, the sales per unit, direct material per unit and variable overhead per unit, they are going to remain same. So the total which we are having in the question, it is 1,20,000 divided by 1500. So the answer we are going to have is 80. Okay, direct material, that is 30,000 divided by 1500. So we are having 20. Whereas direct labor cost per unit, we have already calculated in working note number 1. Up to 500 units, it will be 20. Above 500 units, it will be 26. Variable overhead per unit, that is the total we are having is 15,000 divided by 1500 unit. So in that case, we are having 10. Here also it is 10. Contribution per unit, it's really simple. 80 minus 20 minus 20 minus 10, so it is 30. Whereas for the next bracket, it will be 80 minus 20 minus 26 minus 10, that is 24. So this is the contribution we are having for 1 to 500 units and for 501 to 1500 units. Now what is break-even point? Break-even point is a point where the contribution is just sufficient enough to recover the fixed cost. That means in break even point we try to recover our fixed cost. So fixed cost is equal to contribution. That is nothing but the break even point. So let us just try to find out that what's the total fixed cost we are having. So total fixed cost we are having is rupees 16,800. So we will try to recover the 16,800. So first of all, I'll be selling the units from the first bracket, that is from the 500 units. So per unit I am having 30 rupees as a contribution. So 30 into 500. So that is how I am having 15,000, which is the contribution. Now this contribution will be applied to 16,800. Now we need to understand that 16,800 is the fixed cost we are supposed to recover. We have only recover 15,000. That means there is a irrecoverable portion of the fixed cost, which is 1800. Now this 1800 will be recovering from the second bracket, and in second bracket you are having the contribution, that is rupees 24. So in that case it is 1800 divided by 24. So in second bracket you will be selling 75 units. So by selling 75 units you will be able to recover 1800. By selling 500 units you will be able to recover 15,000. That is how by selling 575 units you will be able to recover total fixed cost of rupees 16,800. That is our break even point is the summation of 500 plus 75. Thank you.